Okay, theoretically, that should go. Theoretically. That's not. Let's get the good one pulled in. There we go. Hi, Dark Matter Crafts. Thank you for joining. I will be starting up shortly. Should only be another few moments, but I'm giving people a couple of minutes to get in, and then we'll get started up. How do you judge that he cheated? How are you going to gauge that that happened? I don't think that's fair to say, Josh. Hello. Hello and welcome. How is it going? You painted some plague doctors? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hey, the immediate break was me being like, "Oh, I'm gonna let people have a few minutes to roll up into the chat." That's what some professionals do, you know. They do that on occasion. Hello, Dr. Divine. Hello, GMJ. Immediate break. I was getting the boys squared away, giving my cats some food so they wouldn't be meowing the whole time and begging for attention. So they're all squared away. Nothing to worry about there. They're, you know, they'll come around. They love attention, so I'm sure we'll hear them if not see them. Let's see. What should I be doing? I should be finishing up my Blood Bowl team before Gen Con, but they're in a box, and these Tau are on the desk, so I think we're going to just stick with Tau today. Hi, Anno. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by and wishing me a good stream. I hope it'll be a good one. Your attention is always appreciated, even if it's an ungodly hour in your time zone and you should be asleep. Yes, you're aware of that. Excellent. I'm glad we've established that. Just like ships passing in the night. You say hello, I say hello, we both go about our merry ways. You hopefully on a destination to somewhere that contains sleep and rest. You know, the things that humans need. It's, you know, yeah. It's an ungodly hour. Please do yourself a favor and get some rest. Cannot believe how close Gen Con is. It is coming up. It is this upcoming weekend. I will be surrounded by miniature games and painting classes and all kinds of exciting nonsense. Similar, hopefully, to Adepticon, if a little less Warhammer-centric. I don't think anyone will be yelling for the Emperor in the halls, which is probably a little bit of a relief. But if they do, that'd be something. It seems like it's going to be a lot bigger than Adepticon, which is slightly intimidating, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Tis 13 minutes till the 6th hour in your fine land of California. Yeah, that's fair. Hello, Samuel, welcome. Hello, Michael. Yes, more Taos today. Still painting the Death Troopers? Okay. Thank you, Anno. Have a nice night. Get some rest. Get some rest. Death Troopers are looking pretty cool. I'm excited to see how those turn out. You always have such interesting projects, so I love seeing what you all come up with. It's fun. I'm still going to be painting the same lime green that I've been painting on these Tau for quite some time. That is how batch painting goes, I suppose. I know it might not be the most fascinating thing to watch, but I do genuinely enjoy the process because I know what color I have to paint next. I should have gotten some work done on corn demons for the video that I'm working on making, but I got distracted by everything going on in my personal life today. In a good way, full of fun distractions, but definitely I just didn't do any hobbying besides this today. Hello, Glenny. Hello, Rothian. Maybe next year for Gen Con. That's fair, Josh. You know, I'm not sure if I will be at Gen Con or Adepticon next year, because I don't know what I'll be doing at that moment in time, but I want to go to more conventions. I really did get a lot out of Adepticon when I went. I'm very excited to take some classes at Gen Con and see how that differs from Adepticon, so I will let you know, and then if I'm attending any conventions in the future, definitely I'll give you a heads up. When is FiverCon? I think currently it is just not a thing that we would need. I don't think I have the reach to have a con centered around myself, so FiverCon is at some point in the future when the following that I may one day gain would merit it. But as of now, I really don't think I could justify renting out a convention center for nobody to show up to meet me. That would, yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you, Glenny. That's rough. Coming out and not being accepted for just the person that you are is, yeah, that's nasty. I'm so sorry that happened. You're definitely valid, and I'm sorry that the people you thought were your friends can't see that. That's terrible. That's awful. I'm glad you would show up to a FiverCon, Josh. It's just, I don't think that's quite something I want to do yet. I'll just show up. I'll make minor appearances at already established conventions for now. I think that will be most appropriate. Listen, you know yourself better than those people are ever going to know you. If you're saying, hey, I'm Ace, all that they should be saying is, oh, cool. Like, that's fine. It literally has no effect on them how you choose to identify. So don't let them tell you that you're wrong or that you're just doing it for attention or anything like that. You know yourself. Um, and if how you feel about yourself and how you choose, like, to what language you choose to put to it, that's all as authentic as can be. You're ace, and nothing they can say or do is going to change that. Also, labels can change if, like, later on in life you discover something else, but I don't think that's the case here, so don't, I don't want to invalidate that just for anybody who's listening and was like, I said one thing one time. Does that mean I have to stick with it forever? No. Labels can change, but in this case, you have decided on a label that you want to use, and that is completely valid and 100% okay, and they should have just been like, oh, okay, that's cool. And it sucks that they didn't. That's awful, and I'm so sorry. Rothian says, do game nights at a local game store? Yeah. I mean, my local game store definitely has bigger, people with bigger YouTube followings that it could pull. I happen to live in the same area as another YouTuber who has a lot more, uh, clout, I guess, than I do. A much bigger following. I won't say, obviously, because I don't want to even proximity dox anybody. But yeah, I would not be the A-lister even in my own neighborhood. I have no delusions of that. I got a little bit of lime green on the pants of this towel, and I'm gonna see if I can just chuck a bunch of wash on it and get it to pool and dry and hopefully cover it up, because I don't want to have to repaint it. I don't know if that plan's gonna work, but we'll see. Hi, Goober. Hi, Chris. Aw, thanks, Chris. I'm on your A-list. That's very kind. That's very kind. Y'all so nice to me. Sometimes. Other times you decide to bully me and talk about Nurgle. But that's fine. It's in a loving way. I assume. I hope anyway. That's something they don't put on real estate listings, the local Warhammer population. They should. Like, I want to know if other folks are going to be at the game store. I would like to know. Like, is this more of a Age of Sigmar crowd, 40K? Do we got a kill team scene? Maybe they're rocking Underworlds. Like, what is going on here? Who is showing up, and what do they play? And can I get that knowledge before I decide to move in? I'm very fortunate in the fact that I live in a town where I can both go to a farmer's market and swing by my local game store and get a tattoo all in the same day, because all of that is within walking distance of each other. It's great. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna love when the episode of the podcast that I was on comes out. It's got plenty of the same cursed humor and content that you guys seem to love creating in this chat, just in a recorded podcast audio form that you can listen to forever and ever on repeat. That'll be great. I'm very excited. I hope that Destro will finish editing it soon, so that it can be released out into the world. But considering there were 3 people and we were constantly talking over each other, it may take some time. The only thing they play around here that you can find is Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's fair. From what I hear, it's a good game, so that should be fine, you know? Theoretically. Bob the Builder can't fix your parents' marriage? Yeah, he couldn't fix my parents' marriage either. I'm not going to count on Bob the Builder to solve marital problems. I think that's a little out of his area of expertise. You have piles of 40k. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I also, as you can see from the pile I am currently painting, have piles of 40k. But we're working on that. We're gonna do it. Maybe I've achieved nearly all of the New Year's resolution goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, which is crazy. I can't believe that that's happening. But next year we're gonna set some goals, and maybe one of them is gonna be to actually work through all of the really big hobby projects that I have. Like, I would love to be able to finish painting my Bloodborne miniatures, my Townsfolk Tussle miniatures, all of these Tau. If I could have them all done by the end of next year, that'd be great. I have a lot of projects. You live in an area where wargaming is banned? That sucks. You own Ghost Rider, but the only time you were truly nervous was painting the chain. Yeah, I can understand that. That seems like a flimsy part of the model. Yeah, in order to visit your local game store, Samuel, you would have to journey outside. I know that's unfortunate. And most people do not like to leave the confines of their comfortable and safe houses, especially in these times of COVID and, well, you know, the state of the world. But unfortunately, in order to meet your local gaming scene, you do in fact have to attend that local gaming scene. There's kind of no way around that, at least not one that I've discovered. It would be really cool if there was. Yeah, there is always solo. That's true. You can recruit your friends into playing games with you as well. I've attempted that. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, though. That can be fun. My Blood Bowl scene is great, and I've been able to recruit some folks to the Blood Bowlin', which is a lot of fun. Oh, that's true, Rothian, that's true. You can always play on Tabletop Simulator. That's a good way to test out games without having to purchase them and see if you like them or your friends like them. I've used Tabletop Simulator to play games with people in other parts of the world, so that's always helpful. Josh asks, should I get into Blood Bowl? I recommend it just because I have fun. If you really like games where strategy is only involved but so-so, and a lot of it will rely on chance and dice rolls, then I would say, yeah, go for Blood Bowl. But some people really like to know that their strategy can kind of win out more so than the dice. And depending on how you opt to play Blood Bowl, it really can come down to, is the luck of the dice with you that day or not? I always have pretty decent luck. Like I mean, there's no other way to say that. I don't know why, I don't know how, but generally speaking, I'm a fairly lucky person. So games where luck is involved are games I enjoy playing because I have decent luck. And although people are like, you can't count on luck, I'm like, yeah, I've got good odds. I've done okay, so I quite like it. Um, Plus, it's silly. The models are fun. If you have a good Blood Bowl community, that helps. Definitely see if you can join like a league because it's fun to have your players kind of level up and see like where you were at in the standings with other Blood Bowl coaches, and like it gives you an excuse to name your team and name your little players and stuff like that. It's fun. Kit Bash Army, that's fair. Yeah, kit bashing armies is cool. Rothian, you're thinking of getting the Amazon team. I like a lot of the star players for the Amazon team. I kind of wish that the one star player was just a frog as opposed to being covered in frogs, but I will take covered in frogs because we have that fantastic giant desert rain frog on her shoulder. Also, I do love the snake. The snake star player is fantastic. Does look like a hissy from Neopets though. Like I do think we need to talk about the similarities there. Um, but still a great fun snake design. Uh, God, why do I never use anything to make super clickbait titles? Because did Warhammer steal from Neopets? I mean, someone would click on that just to find out. The answer is no. It's obviously inspired by a snake and not a Neopet. But I am sure not farming those clickbait titles, and I could be. I don't think I should be, but I could be. I'd click on that video. I don't know. Glenny is throwing out some concepts here, because I also there's no context for Imperial Knight Femboy other than Glenny's talking about various kit bashes. Yeah, the chat is lit, Chris. You are absolutely right. I am trying to keep up with it. And paint. The struggle is real. Oh, I'm sorry, Dark Matter. It's tough when you're like, you're like, oh yeah, you get all set up with your friends, and it's like, cool, everybody's got their army figured out, everybody's got a plan, we all know what we're gonna do, we all know what we're gonna paint, and then it's like, how come I'm the only one building or painting or learning the rules or buying the models? Like, what happened? What happened? I hope that you eventually find somebody who can match your enthusiasm level and who follows through on stuff like that. It's tough when they don't. Imperial Knights, but with neon cat ears. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like that. I'd be good with that. Your long-planned Yndrasta conversion, which is Neandrasta. Oh my goodness. That is, yep. That's certainly a conversion you could make. God, we're just gonna be talking about anime cat people in the chat today. Alright. Alright. Y'all get riled up on Saturdays for no reason. Anytime I stream on a weekend, people are just like, oh, it's time to be unhinged. Let's talk about some weird stuff. And I'm like, okay. Alright, chat. That's fine. I did go to Walmart today with the weirdest shopping list in mind. I'm getting my name legally changed. Hopefully that all goes through on Monday, but I want to throw a party for it. And because I would argue I am a real adult, but I'm also very much a child at heart. I don't want to do like a drinking party because I don't really like going to bars or anything like that. So I just kind of want to burn stuff and make s'mores and also have a piñata. So I did go to the Walmart today, and it was the cutest thing because I was there to get a piñata. And they have a variety of different piñatas to choose from. Obviously, I went with the one shaped like a T-Rex. It spoke to me. It was huge. It looked cool. I was like, you know what? It's kind of pricey. But how many? You only get to throw one party where you kill off your dead names. So I was like, yeah, let me do this. So I grabbed that T-Rex piñata and put it in my cart and continued my trip through the Walmart buying stuff like candy and s'mores supplies and root beer and Arizona green tea for my friends to drink. And at one point, this little kid like tugs on his mom's shirt and he just stands there and goes, "Whoa!" And he's looking at the dinosaur piñata and his mom says something to him about the piñata and I'm like, yeah, if I chose the piñata that the little kid is impressed by, like, I've clearly done my job right. Clearly. It made me very happy. I don't know why exactly having the respect of some random 3-year-old in a Walmart was important to me, but I'm glad I have that. Yeah, soda, that's exactly the sort of party that it's going to be, except I didn't want to buy enough hot dogs or meat and potatoes or anything like that for everybody because, you know, I'm reasonable and understand where my finances are at. Uh, so yeah, I just bought stuff for s'mores. I should make a wicker man and burn my old name inside it. That would be very cool. But I'm actually going to burn a deck of tarot cards. I don't know if that will unleash some sort of curse. I've been trying to get rid of this particular deck because it was given to me by a person who I no longer associate with for various personal reasons. Um, but I don't really want it to exist out in the world anymore. And since tarot decks are designed to divine your future and stuff like that, I thought I would just use it to kind of symbolically burn the future that that name was supposed to have had, the future that other people would have chosen for me. Um, I'll burn that deck of tarot cards. So yeah, um, that's that's what's gonna happen. And then like that's cool. I've got a little speech written. It's personal, so I'm not gonna share it in the chat because it's very much like a personal life sort of thing that I don't need to have the whole internet know. But yeah, it's gonna be good. What's the deck? It is it's actually the Welcome to Night Vale tarot deck. It's a nice deck of tarot cards, but the association that I have with it is unfortunately so bad that I just I don't want to own it, and I don't want to pass it along to anybody else, so I am going to burn it. And some people might say, that's a little bit wasteful, you shouldn't do that. But sometimes you need to do stuff that just makes sense to you, so I'm going to. Rothian, I use they them pronouns. There are no she's here. I'm one of them trendy they thems that the kids are talking about. But yes, you said wrap the deck in twine or thread to bind it before you burn it. I can probably do that. That seems reasonable. Glenny, I'm not going to do that. The smell of burning plastic does not sound like one I'd like to fill my backyard with. Also, I don't think I want to buy a cursed baby doll. That's a little spooky. That's okay, Rothian. It happens. I'm just, I'm gonna call it out because I want to make sure that mistaken in the future. We gonna get this they them thing down. It's gonna happen. There's so few of us in the wargaming community that I need to make an effort to make sure that is correct across the board. Play the Live and Let Die Bond song. I actually have a playlist I've been working on. It's just got like a bunch of songs that are by bands with like the number 5 in them, or have 5 in the title somewhere, and I'm not sure if that's the song playlist I'm gonna go with or not, but it has been fun. I did accidentally sort of enter a Jimmy Buffett zone because I was listening to 5 O'Clock Somewhere, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of good. Like, you know, and then Margaritaville started playing, and I was like, oh yeah, I know this song, so I was just kind of jamming out to some Jimmy Buffett, which is not exactly the usual vibe of my musical tastes, so we definitely went there. I did learn one of the most disturbing facts in the world, and I don't know if this is true throughout the entire straight community. If you're straight and tuning into this channel, please give me your opinion, because I was hanging out with one of my straight friends earlier today. God love him, but he had never interacted with Jim Henson's Labyrinth at all. And I don't know if this was just a queer thing. I kind of didn't assume that it was until I realized that maybe the intense love of Labyrinth runs deeply throughout the queer culture in a way that I just wasn't expecting. But he straight up asked me, did Jim Henson make Labyrinth? Like, what? How do you ask that question? How do you ask me that question? And I needed to check in with all the straights, because previously I just kind of written off your concerns about being oppressed, about any straight white man facing discrimination. But I was ready to take that all back today, because honestly, living without knowledge at all of Jim Henson's Labyrinth, like, that is oppression. That is oppression right there. I am sorry. Like, I hope that's not a plague amongst the community. But if it is, we gotta tell the straights about Jim Henson's Labyrinth. They should be watching this. Alright, let's see what the chat says. Soda Addict says, what? Glennie says, I love that film. And Soda says, being straight is no excuse for not knowing about the Labyrinth. Atomic Topher says, you're one of those Dark Crystal types, you're valid. Just, you say, speaking as a straight cis male, you love Labyrinth, excellent. Dubiously straight, kind of a weird dude. Labyrinth is like Princess Bride levels of ubiquitous. Chris, I don't know how you identify. We are discussing whether, my straight friend had an excuse to not know about Jim Henson's Labyrinth because he was straight. Because, like, I could see that just kind of being a queer thing, but I've been informed by several people in this chat, which is not a large sample size, but okay. And then let's see. Dark Matter Crafts, you have never heard of Jim Henson's Labyrinth. Please stop what you're doing. Stop watching this stream. Stop watching this channel. Stop any activities. I think it's on Netflix right now. If not, it's pretty easy to pirate. Not that I'm advocating for piracy, because I would never do that, because the CIA is always watching. But, like, it's definitely at your local library to rent. Go watch Labyrinth. It is a delight. It's visually impressive. David Bowie is in it. Like, go watch it. Go watch it. Soda, I agree with your comment at the top of the chat there. Also love Princess Bride, that's fair. Yeah, definitely a lot of women fawn over David Bowie in that film. And can you blame them? Can you blame, like, the outfits, the charisma, he sings, he's the king of goblins, he has a castle, that's a lot. How are you not fawning over that? I don't understand. Labyrinth is a movie that your dad had a VHS of, that's fair. It's not oppression as much as the toxic masculinity pressure on society keeping straight guys from enjoying things. Yeah, that's fair. You'll watch it tomorrow. How does that sound? Dark Matter Crafts, that's a deal. That's a deal. I hope you enjoy it. Please know that, like, I guess ideally you see it as a kid, so if some of the stuff is a little like, oh, there's a puppet, I don't like puppets because I'm an adult, they're Jim Henson puppets, so you should like them, but keep that in mind, I guess. I don't know. Let's keep the Jesus talk out of the chat for the most part. Glennie, I am definitely atheist and have no nuance on my opinion of the church, so let's just fucking not speculate about all that shit, because I don't really want to get into it, and frankly, I don't really enjoy talking about religion. Ooh, Chris coming in with the deep cut. You like Storyteller, too. Bruh, I want the Storyteller's freaking patchwork jacket thing. I want that. I want that so bad. Storyteller is fun. I like it. I wish that they had more than just, I think there's like one season of it. Sometimes I struggle with anthology stories because I'm like, I want an ongoing narrative, but yeah. I wish I had seen Storyteller when I was younger. I would have enjoyed it more. I definitely would have enjoyed it more. Yeah, I don't exactly know why David Bowie wants to steal a child in Labyrinth. Like, I'm down for it. You do whatever you gotta do, man. I am starring as every single goblin in that film, though. Like, if you're ever like, who is playing the goblins? It's me. All of them, at every point that any one of them is on screen, all of them are me. Fiverr has starred as the goblin, every goblin, all of the goblins in Labyrinth. I actually did get to paint some of the goblins from Labyrinth. I had a friend commission me way early into my painting journey. They have a Labyrinth board game that has miniatures of some of the goblins as an expansion pack. And I got to paint all of the goblins, and that was very fun. It was one of few commissions I've ever taken, but yeah, that was a rare case where I was like, yeah, I really want to paint these minis, and I'll do it. I'll do it. Starring Fiverr as goblins, yes. Oi, that's me. Is that you? As Glennie has this entire time, I've not known that you were the person that, I won't say your real name, obviously, but I didn't know that was you, that you've been tuning in. If you're the person that commissioned me to paint those goblins, like, that's awesome. I didn't know. I'm sorry I didn't know that this was your YouTube username. That's so cool. Thank you for being here. If I've somehow misinterpreted that, Glennie, I'm still happy that you're here, so that's cool too. Yeah, I am every goblin in that film. Oh man. Yeah, but Labyrinth is a favorite of mine. I also do quite like the Dark Crystal, and I like the Dark Crystal series that they made for Netflix. Slightly controversial opinion, probably just because of the quality that they were able to do. I do like the series that they made better than the original films, and I don't know how much of a heretic that makes me. But I just feel like, you know, they had a higher budget, the Gelfling look way better. They got to go into, like, the diverse cultures, and damn, like, the Skeksis are still scary as all hell. The nice part is, a lot of the Irish lads that I play Dungeons and Dragons with, none of them have seen Dark Crystal, to my knowledge, so I literally do want to design a campaign at one point where it's just the fucking plot of Dark Crystal. Oh, you are the goblin that wants to die. Okay, I understand. Fraggle Rock or nothing. You know, I was not raised with Fraggle Rock. I did not see Fraggle Rock much as a child. I did see Sesame Street, quite a lot of Sesame Street. And the PBS program Sagwa, the cat, I watched like every fucking episode of that. At one point they had the episodes up on YouTube, and I watched a couple of them just for like the nostalgia of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that, sure. What else did I watch as a child? Lots of Little Bear. What's the one that isn't Little... Franklin. I watched Franklin as a kid. Out of the Box on Playhouse Disney was the shit. That was great. And a good deal of, like, Winnie the Pooh cartoons. Do I have Disney Plus? Yes, I do have Disney Plus. And I have seen Return to Oz. I've seen it before. It's certainly a weird film. Very much in the vein of, like, fairy tales, but rewritten to be darker almost. Like, I know there's kind of a trend nowadays to be like, what if Alice from Alice in Wonderland was on drugs? That movie is very much like, what if Dorothy was in an insane asylum and Oz was a delusion and shit like that. I don't really remember how it ends, but like they almost give a kid electroshock therapy in that film. That's a lot. That's a lot. There's an ILM documentary? Oh, cool. You remember Out of the Box? Quality soda. Quality. Am I wrong? I always was frustrated when the box forts that I would make, though, they did not open up into a box clubhouse. That was a false advertisement. Like, take one box and put it with another. Let's see what's on the other side. No. I could take as many boxes as I wanted and put them next to each other. There was never a clubhouse on the other side with a man who wanted to sing to me and a lady who wanted to teach me how to do crafts. That was an unrealistic expectation. It did, however, make me save, like, every box that I ever received just to check. Just to check. Have I seen Stardust? No, I have not. Have I seen Neverending Story? Yes, I have. With good old Falcor the Luck Dragon. Stardust is one of those ones that everybody recommends, and they're like, you need to see this. And I'm like, I'll get around to it. I haven't gotten around to it. What am I currently watching? I'm currently working my way through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're on season 2, I think, maybe. It's been a journey, and it's definitely been bizarre, so I can't say that it is incorrect advertisement. That, one of my friends hasn't seen the Castlevania anime, so I'm definitely going to, he's watching through that for the first time, and trying to guess my favorite character. I don't blame him for all of the incorrect guesses, because there are so many great characters on that show. He has most recently guessed Carmilla, which is incorrect, but, like, I understand. I get it. We've talked about this, though. We have talked about Castlevania, and we've talked about hot vampires on this chat before. I don't think we need to rehash that. I feel like we've given that its due. I don't know if repeat topics are really Like, have we exhausted all the possible content that I need to repeat any of that? I don't know. I don't know. Fine, don't see Stardust. I'm not allowed anymore. I know that's just reverse psychology, Josh. I'm cleverer in that. Yep, that's correct. I won't watch anything on Prime because I refuse to give any money to big man Bezos. He is my mortal enemy. I will celebrate the day that he dies most heartily. But until that point in time, yeah, unless Amazon radically changes its labor practices, I'm not gonna be tuning in to anything on Amazon. Which is a shame. I do feel like I would probably enjoy Good Omens a lot, but everybody has their hill to die on. Amazon just happens to be mine. You weren't here for Hot Vampires? Well, Chris, I've got plenty of replays of videos on demand. I'm sure one of them is the episode where I talk about Hot Vampires. I don't remember which episode that was. I think maybe it was the same episode as when I was trying to wrangle a storm surge from one base onto another, and that sure was an episode. You worked for Amazon and they treated you like shit? Yeah, that seems to be the majority of the experience of people who have worked at Amazon. Little man, what are you going crazy about down there, huh? What are you going crazy about? Achilles, you cannot attack everything that moves. He's having a time. He's having a time beneath the desk. Not reverse psychology. You're putting your foot down and making sure Stardust is only on Amazon going forward. Bro, wait till I tell you about these miracle inventions called DVDs that you can rent from the library. They're, like, pretty accessible. As Glennie asking, you got a cat. I got 3 cats. I got 3. 3 little angels hell-bent on destroying everything in this house. We got Lobster Thermidor, we got Hector Barbosa, and we got Achilles. Sweet boy Achilles, who just loves to... He's the youngest, so he's got a lot of kitten energy in him still. Not that I mind. He brings a lot of life to the house, if I'm honest. Yeah, you can rent them from the library. Your library probably has DVDs. Names their cat after one of the most famous warriors ever, then gets surprised when the cat lives up to his name. Listen, Achilles came to me malnourished, extremely tiny, like, he only has one eye, and he didn't want to eat his food unless someone was around to talk to him when I first got him. And it was dubious if he was even going to survive. So, yeah, I am a little surprised at quite how much he's bounced back. He's less so named after the warrior and more so named after the Gang of Youth song Achilles Come Down, which I listened to a lot when I was worried about him surviving, and that song has a lot of personal significance to me as well. But yeah, he definitely lives up to the warrior aspect of it. He is a fighter, he is a biter, and he, yeah, he's quite the crazy little man. You got a halfway feral cat sitting at the foot of your bed right now. Adorable. You own a bunch of movies and TV series on DVD and Blu-ray. Same, Rothian. Same. As Glennie asks, what is my favorite Kubrick film? Let's see. I'd say the Kubrick film that I know that I've seen is Clockwork Orange. I'm not I know he did, I want to say he did Full Metal Jacket, and he's done quite a lot of other films. Did he do The Shining? I want to say he did The Shining, which I've seen. But he was, like, kind of a shitty person and kind of crazy, and was not necessarily great to the people that he worked with. So I don't particularly want to celebrate Stanley Kubrick's work, similar to Quentin Tarantino, where I'm just like, the way that these films were made kind of distracts me from the quality of their content. I don't really love any of the Kubrick films that I've seen, to be honest with you. They're a little long for my taste, and the subject matter often intentionally is uncomfortable, but they're just quite not they're not really my thing. So yeah. Can't say that Kubrick is one of the directors I particularly care for. But I have seen Clockwork Orange and The Shining. Of Clockwork Orange and The Shining, I think Clockwork Orange is the film that I prefer. But I prefer the novelization of Clockwork Orange anyway. I wonder if I still have my annotated copy of that somewhere. I read that before I understood a lot of things about the world, so I think it would hit me differently if I went back and read it again. You're on the phone with Jeffy B to get him to buy all the libraries to make sure Stardust is only on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I'm sure he would be very interested, honestly, in purchasing libraries and privatizing the entire media industry. But I don't think he's allowed to do that, so no. Imagine a cat named Odysseus. I did consider Orpheus. Orpheus is one of my favorite characters in mythology, so there was that consideration. But in the end, Achilles fit much better, and he lives up to it. Doctor Strangelove is good. I haven't seen that one, but I've had it recommended to me. What do I think about Gene Wilder? I love Gene Wilder. If there are unfortunate things that I should know about him as a person, I don't currently know them. And I would prefer, if you did know them, to not tell me. At least not right now. I'm not ready for any of that kind of news, because I quite love him in Willy Wonka. I think he's brilliant in, what's the... Young Frankenstein? I love him in that as well. I can't tell you how many times I watched Willy Wonka growing up, which I'm sure no one in the chat would be surprised by, considering the average candy content of this channel. But yeah, Gene Wilder is a delight. I love that he is one of, like, I'm sure a lot of other people can relate to this. I'm not sure exactly how you'll feel about this, but oftentimes when men get angry on screen, there can be a reaction from people who don't identify as male of a bit of fear just around that, because, I mean, there's sort of an unfortunate response to anyone who's gone through any kind of trauma or anything like that, that we can't handle people shouting at us, and often it will take us kind of out of the film a little bit. I've heard survivors of other bad situations talk about this and things like that before. But Gene Wilder is one of those people who could get really angry in character, who could start yelling and making a ton of racket, but for whatever reason, like, there was always enough comedy through it, or always the right tone or anything like that. I was never scared of Gene Wilder. I was always amused by Gene Wilder. So there, I have that to say for him. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. I wish he had done more things that I would, I need to see more of his work. I've never seen Blazing Saddles, and I know it's got some problematic elements from what I've heard, but I think I'll still end up watching it at some point. underrated classic starring Gene Ford is The Frisco Kid. I have not heard of that one. I will add it to my ever-growing watch list. Thank you for the recommendation. Did I read the US version or the international version? I've read both, Michael. I've read both. I think our school library had the US version, and then later I found one with the international version, which I think has like an extra chapter in it or something like that. I don't remember the difference. But I know I read both of them. Yes, Josh, I did happen to paint a vulture in specific Willy Wonka lollipop color schemes. So, yeah. Yeah, I did do that. So maybe I do like Willy Wonka just a little bit. God, it's weird that that project is done. That took so much time. It's crazy that I have a full 2,000 points of Cruel Boys just painted and in a case and ready to go. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Absolutely. Pure imagination is fun. I love to just break out into reciting the weird nonsense poem that he does in the tunnel, because that just kind of unsettles people. Like, there's no reason that happens, to my knowledge. They just go through a nightmare tunnel because Willy Wonka can make them, which I love. The whole, there's no earthly way of knowing of which way the river's flowing. Yeah, that whole bit, that's good. That's good shit. I like that. I like scary things in children's media every now and again. I think we need it. I think it's important. I can't exactly articulate why, but it was important to me as a kid that Willy Wonka had some scary parts to it. I like that. There's so much charm in Willy Wonka. I think really that's a quality that I look for in media that maybe other people don't, is charm. I need to be charmed by things. I insist upon things charming me. I refuse to not be charmed by things. Which is hard sometimes. It's not easy to quantify, to make something Achilles! That is a power cord. That is not for chewing on. Stop it. Hey! Buddy, no. I need that. You have so many toys, buddy. Go play with an actual toy and not an electronic cable. We've had this discussion before. Don't give me sad face. My cat's looking at me like I have taken away all of the treats in the world simply because I told him he could not chew on a plugged-in electrical cord. Clearly, he is oppressed. He did remind me, however, that I should probably check. Oh, we're on 41% battery. We're fine. I should plug in my phone, though. I'll take a break at some point, and then we'll plug it in. It's fine. It's fine. The cable did not look like licorice. It is not the color of licorice. Maybe the shape, but not the color. You always adored the tunnel scene? Weird one to adore. But, you know, that's valid. I wouldn't say I adored it, but I do enjoy that it's included. We're just gonna try and wipe that away, and it's not really working, which is fine. But it is dulled, and it's one guy. I'm not gonna clean that up. It's fine. No one's gonna notice. I pointed it out on stream, but you guys aren't going to tell on me. It'll be fixed in the wash. We'll fix it in post. I don't know if anybody is as psyched as me. Psyched is maybe the wrong word. But have y'all heard about the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that they're going to be making? Like, I want to see that. I'm sorry. I don't care if that makes me a little bit weird. I'm very interested in how that's going to go. Because it sounds extremely fucked up and unsettling. Just because it is Winnie the Pooh, but, like, evil. I hope they go for, like, the kind of sophisticated, unsettling route, as opposed to just like, ooh, this is a guy in a Winnie the Pooh mask. Because, I don't know, I have nostalgia for Winnie the Pooh. I feel like it would be deeply unsettling to see that as a horror film. And I live in a world where that's gonna be a reality. Yeah, Josh, they're making a film called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain now. Which is pretty cool. I hope it's not a comedy. I hope they play it kind of like straight, and it's just really deeply unsettling. I don't think that's the direction it's gonna go, because I don't think most people are gonna be expecting that from a horror movie, but you know, it's fine. But see, like, I have nostalgia for weird things. Have any of you seen the horror film Hellfest at all? Is anybody seen that? Sound off in the chat if you had, because I want to know. And it's like a B movie. I'm not saying that it's a fantastic pillar of cinema or anything like that. I was impressed with it, though. It was definitely, like, better than I thought it was going to be. But as someone who used to go every year to Busch Gardens' Hallow Scream event, because for some reason that counted as a field trip for my school's German club, I have a great love for Halloween at theme parks. I love it. I want to know what the theme is. Like, don't get me wrong. In terms of budget, obviously nothing is going to top Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Like, everybody can agree that that's probably the best produced one out there. But I had Busch Gardens Hallow Scream, which terrified me as a child. In a good way. Teen, I guess, more so than child. Like, haunted houses were creepy. They were scary. I liked that. Oh, that's cool. It's an actual music fest. Hellfest, the film, is just about, like, a serial killer who sneaks into a Halloween event at a theme park and murders people there, and, like, people think it's just part of the Halloween event and don't realize that it's, like, a serial killer situation until it's too late, which is quite good. But the whole time I'm watching that film, I'm just like, I need to be at a theme park at Halloween right now. Like, I want that environment. Just getting some good nostalgia. Obviously, I don't want to get serial murdered at a theme park, but I miss Busch Gardens Hallow Scream. I do. It's a good time. If you're in the area of a Busch Gardens this October, go to Hallow Scream, maybe. Just a little bit. It's fun. It's good. Go in a haunted house. Be scared by a clown in the Italy section. Get yourself some overpriced cake with a fake eyeball on it. Excellent for the serotonin. 10 out of 10. Where do I want to get serial murdered then? Probably nowhere, Josh. I'm gonna go with nowhere. If I really do have to get serial murdered somewhere, I'd at least choose somewhere like Venice, Italy, a place that I've always wanted to see, so I could see it before I get serial murdered. You know? Like, I don't want to die someplace familiar. That would just be boring. If I'm gonna get serial murdered, have it be abroad. Have me at least have seen something before I die. Or I could be like, serial murder me at Warhammer World or Disney World, so I can be one of those, like, BuzzFeed Unsolved sort of situations that people talk about. That'd be kind of fun. Don't serial murder me, though. That is not an invitation. Don't take that quote out of context. I don't watch crime documentaries, so I don't really know all of the hiding a body tips and shit like that people seem to know these days, but yeah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, the camera froze? Thank you for letting me know. See if I can fix that. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Brought to you by my camera not working. Did it fix? Are we good? I think we might be good. Let me see if it looks like... Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. Sorry about that, folks. That better? I think we're better now. Don't serial murder me. Words to live by. Conversely, what cereal would you actually murder for? Because you can't get enough of it. None of them. I'm in America. We have access to so many fucking cereals all the time. So, yeah. I mean, I can buy any cereal that I want. Although sometimes, every now and again, you get a craving for Frankenberry and it's not Halloween yet. And you're like, damn it, I need my fucking novelty Halloween monster cereals whenever I want them. Although, I have dulled my senses to sugary cereals over the years. I can't quite wake up in the morning and just eat marshmallows and sugar the same way that I could when I was a kid. I like really boring cereal, I guess, nowadays. Like Crispix are fucking lit with some sliced banana in them. That's an excellent breakfast. I quite enjoy it. I think right now I've had toaster waffles because I have a toaster, so that's been fun. You know, every time I watch Stranger Things, I'm just like, yeah, Eggos sound pretty good this week, so that's what we've been rocking. I'll switch to something else when I get bored of toaster waffles, but they've been pretty good. I went to the farmer's market and bought an almond croissant, and they're huge, so I ate half of it. I will have the other half for tomorrow's breakfast. You go for Cheerios because they're easy. That's fair. You are murdering a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios right now. Okay, Josh, go for it. You hate milk, Glennie? Same. I don't like milk in my cereal because I hate soggy textures. There's this scene, I think it's at the opening of Get Out, directed by Jordan Peele, where one of the characters is eating Fruit Loops, and drinking a glass of milk separately as, like, dry cereal. Just how kind of I eat cereal. And Jordan Peele's like, yeah, this was supposed to show that this character is slightly unhinged, that there's something not quite right about, like, the fact that the cereal and the milk aren't mixed together. And I'm like, oh no. Did one of my directors of all time, one of my favorite directors of all time, just judge me from afar because I don't eat cereal the correct way? Because I don't know if I can handle that. I could change my cereal consumption habits, maybe. Mr. Oliver the cat is drinking some of your cereal milk, as he should. Although not too much. Don't give cats too much dairy, because it is bad for them. You usually eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's a good one. Honey Nut Cheerios or Cookie Crisp. Huge croissants are the best. Yep, that's correct. Toaster can also double as a... No, it can't, Glennie. Don't make me say that out loud. Jesus, read the whole sentence before you finish it, Vibes. Read the whole sentence. God damn it. You little rascal. You little rapscallion. Getting me to say stuff about toasters and bathtubs. Just a little milk at the bottom of the glass. Yeah, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. Lobster would love to eat milk. He would love to eat sour cream. But guess who has the world's most sensitive tum-tum? If you guessed lobster, you are right. I don't like cleaning up cat vomit, so he doesn't get to eat those things. He gets to eat his kibble, and that's it. Sorry, buddy. Of course, Glennie. I'm glad that we could help out. That's kind of just what the purpose of this chat is. The world's falling apart every day around us, but at least we can hang out and paint some dumb minis together and talk about cereal. Sometimes you still just gotta be human in the midst of everything that you're dealing with, and God, is there anything more human than just sitting around laughing? I like to think that that's what humans were really meant to do. 'Cause, like, you gotta figure that even early cave painting era humans, don't quote me on history, 'cause I'm bad at it, but, like, surely they had jokes. People trip. People make mistakes. Like, they all gotta be laughing at, like, Dave or whoever who was out hunting caribou and just, like, totally missed, you know, something. Humans will laugh at anything. It's great. I don't think pigeons should have the right to vote, Glennie. I don't think that would be good. Because, like, they did that. They did kind of do that in Gravity Falls, that one episode where they're like, and the eagle will choose based on the amount of bird seed or some shit. And that didn't, I don't think that ended as well as it could have. How do I feel about John Carpenter? I have not seen a lot of John Carpenter's films. I would like to see more of them. I don't have a strong opinion on John Carpenter at the current moment. A lot of it is just a lack of access to his films. Like a lot of classic horror films I haven't seen because they're not on streaming services. And I was gonna get Shudder so I could remedy that, but Shudder's not available on PlayStation, at least last time I checked. And I don't have an Xbox, and I'll be real with you, I'm not gonna boot up my laptop anytime I want to watch. I just have my PlayStation hooked up to my TV. I'm gonna watch it on PlayStation. So if Shudder gets a PlayStation port, I'll rent it, or I'll rent it. I'll download it. I'll subscribe to it for a month or whatever and try and get as many classics in as I can. John Carpenter included. You bring him up because Jordan Peele likes him? Yeah. Yeah, I think Jordan Peele has he's probably seen quite a few horror movies. Jordan Peele seems cool. I mean, as much as a person I haven't met and have no way of knowing. I think he's cool. I don't know. He makes good horror films. He makes good horror films that don't rely too much on, like, established stuff that's already been done, which is nice. Like, he knows what the twists and pitfalls are, so he presents something new. General Kyle is finished, and you didn't steal the name from Millennial Model Mayhem, you took it from your uncle. Would I call Nope horror? Kind of, yeah, I think it falls into that description better than anything else. But, I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers for Nope. I feel like perhaps the ending isn't as horror film an ending as I would expect. I don't know if that completely changes the genre, but to me it definitely makes me like pause. I'm not sure if I would consider it a horror film. I did. I did notice the Akira shot in Nope. I thought that was fun. Um, I don't know if you know this, but like I saw Akira for the first time recently, like within the last 12 months, I would say I saw Akira for the first time. Um, and I can't decide how I feel about Akira, and I just keep watching video essays on the subject and trying to figure out, like trying to be able to put words into how I feel about Akira, and I just can't. I don't know. I have no ability to articulate how I feel about Akira, and it saddens me, honestly. I want to be able to talk about it and stuff, but my mind just won't make up how it feels about that film. Your favorite movie is Big Trouble in Little China? I have seen Big Trouble in Little China. I did not like it, and it is valid and fair that you do. I did not get much out of Big Trouble in Little China. I could see it being more of a sci-fi, yeah. Terry Gilliam Brazil, one of best films. I don't know that I've seen that. Yeah, you knew. Josh, you're always here on these streams, so you probably heard me babble on about Akira quite a bit. Or my lack of fucking understanding of how I feel about Akira quite a bit. Because I don't know that I've actually ever said anything about Akira, but I've sure talked about how I don't know how to say anything about Akira quite a bit. The Akira slide is undeniable, though. That is a part of cinema history. And it occurs, like, I don't know, not even 15 minutes into Akira. Like, the most iconic shot of the film is just right there. I don't think pigeons are the future. I don't think pigeons are the future. I disagree. Oh shit, guys, this is the last towel that we have to paint before we've got all the towel done on the lime green parts. I mean, the last of this batch of towel. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I need to grab some water and probably a phone charger, so I'm gonna take a quick break and then come back and paint a few more towels. So we'll put up the sign. We got the sign. We got the sign. I made the sign. It's very nice. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you for informing the people that I would be back after a word from from our sponsors. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, hi, Orc Dork. Welcome. This is not Lord of the Rings inspired necessarily, although I do get it. The little diamond things do look like Lord of the Rings things. These are just me making sure that the ink is correctly flowing before writing the next letter. Which I don't know if that's correct or common practice in calligraphy, but it sure is heck what I did for this sign. I will either make a screen or continue to make signs. This is probably not the final sign, but it's a nice one. I don't think it's wrong. Ooh, Rothian, that's a cool question. If McFarlane Toys makes a towel, would I get it and paint it like a key lime pie towel? I've honestly never considered what to do if McFarlane makes... I just kind of assumed that they wouldn't get around a towel. Figured they'd stick with Space Marines and stuff, but if I had a towel... It is Orc Dork. I said it Orc Doc incorrectly for multiple streams, multiple times, and Orc Dork was simply too nice to correct me. So, like 10 trillion apologies, but yes, I did absolutely 100% have it wrong, and I should read before saying things. I only want to watch it. Says, do you remember when the ethereal cast would reward their soldiers with pie? Key lime, Sept remembers. It's actually, I'm gonna be spelling it Kee'Lyme. That's how I intend to spell it. If McFarlane did make a giant towel, I guess I would have to, like, see how it looked. Because, like, if it has the regular towel face where they're not wearing a helmet, I probably wouldn't get that. Because, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to paint a face to scale, like, that closely. I'm not very good at faces, and it's not where I'm ready at in my hobby journey to start practicing to get better at that. I'm still kind of, like, mastering the basics and learning how to render candy textures to a level that I'm pleased with. So, I don't know about that, but if it had the helmet, yeah, I'd probably pick one up. I don't know that I would do it key lime pie scheme. Probably. I feel like that would be really fun, but I'm not going to commit to that 100% because I'd want to see the sculpt and see if I get any other ideas. I am taking a class that I'm honestly super psyched to take at Gen Con. That's going to teach me how to put LED lights into miniatures. And if they do make a big McFarlane towel, like, I would love to take the helmet and make the lights in the helmet actually light up. I think that would be the coolest. I'm thinking of packing my Tau Ghost Keel, who we named Blasto. Great name suggestion, by the way. Love those. Yeah, but I might try and put a light in Blasto's helmet. Because then I could take out the Tau pilot and always have the head down, and my excuse could be, oh yeah, I didn't paint the pilot, I just wanted to have a light in there, not, I didn't feel like painting the Tau pilot inside, so that's why. Although, I guess wiring electrics into a miniature is more difficult than simply painting the internal component, but yeah. Did I ever make the blood letter on Rollerblades picture? No, I haven't made that one yet. Because, Josh, as I'm sure you know, I would only ever draw pictures, not during work hours. So if, for instance, work got busy, that would have no influence on my ability to to render multiple images that day. If you get what I'm saying. So that one simply hasn't been drawn yet. But I do intend to draw it. I did draw a corn demon. Well, actually a non-denominational demon. Just a little guy for, you know, copyright purposes. Just a little man. He's holding a little skull. And it says it's skull o'clock somewhere. So yeah. It's a good drawing. It sounds too expensive because you're not buying it. I like that. That's good. I haven't heard that before. Orc Dork, that's good. If I could award extra credit to people showing up to my chat, you would get extra credit. I realize I don't have any background music going today. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what part of my brain decided to just put on nothing in the background, but apparently that's what we're going with today. So, yeah, at this point we're an hour and a half into the stream, so I don't think we're getting the background music today, guys. Oh man, I am not a professional. I am not a professional. What are you doing, buddy? You can't be playing with chords. You can't be playing with chords. They're very bad for your teeth. You would rather do soldering work than paint a face? Yeah, that might be the case. Might be the case with me, too. Not that I would never paint a face. It's just, I don't know. I don't particularly love the alien design for the Tau. I'll be honest. I tend to think of them as little robot guys. Despite knowing that there are little aliens inside there. I would probably design the Tau differently. If given the opportunity. I'd like something more like a Star Wars Ithorian to be inside of them. For any of those not familiar, I do actually have a model of the Ithorian. He's a weird looking little guy. Look at him. Like that's the alien right there. Focus, camera. Focus. Focus. No. It's not gonna focus. Doop. Hello? Man, this has been fuzzy the whole time for you. I'm so sorry, guys. You put up with a lot from me. There we go. Got, like, weird heads. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think the Tau should have, like, weird heads and necks. And he's got, like, a mouth in his neck. I really need to paint this guy. I've had this 3D print sitting around for forever. Hammerhead guy, yeah. Yeah! I was gonna play in a Star Wars RPG game. I don't think I'm probably not gonna get around to that right now just because scheduling and depression and all kinds of things are really good reasons why I haven't done that. But I have the model and I want to paint him and I want to make a little Star Wars character, so yeah. Maybe I'll get around to it. I don't know. I missed a casting, essentially. I guess you could call it that, for call for players for that I couldn't make that day, and then I didn't get around to filling in. And I got busy, as you do. Scheduling is really the thing that kills all RPG groups. But, someday I'll try out the Star Wars RPG system. Yeah, Thorians are cool. Zabrix are cool, too. I think I'm gonna talk about my boy Sauvage Opress in a future, in my Corn Demon color scheme video, because I briefly talk about trying to paint Zabrix style tattoos on a model, and does it work? Maybe. We'll find out. We gotta try some things. But if I have an excuse to talk about my sad, angry emo boys, I'm gonna. And you can say whatever you want, but you can't. I mean, you can tell me. You have your own voice. You can do what you want. But if you're trying to tell me that Sauvage Opress does not fit into that category, I will refute that opinion. I need to watch, what is it, the Star Wars Rebels. I still haven't finished that. Clone Wars fucked me up pretty good. In that I enjoyed it, and I thought it was fantastic. The story. It took a while, though. I won't lie to you. The first few seasons were a little bit rough. They were not easy. Tired? You think you're gonna call it a night? That's fair, Josh. Thank you for being here. Always love having you around. I'm just moving on. We're moving right along to painting the flesh of the Tau, which in this case, there's not a lot of colors to work with key lime pie. I'll be real with you guys. And I don't want to do anything that distracts too much from the armor. So even though I have added dollops of whipped cream to several of the others, and may add dollops to their tiny helmets, I also plan on painting their skin and hoof bits white as though they are whipped cream. So I don't really know if that's gonna make it look like they're squeezing their brains out or something. Hopefully it doesn't, but yeah, that's kind of the journey that we're going on with these guys. We'll do the hooves green, like the actual hoof part of the hoof. But the leggy is gonna be white, and that needs to be this part. I'm gonna find so many parts that I miss painting lime green, and that's okay. Because this is still just the base coat layer, and then we've got to put a wash on everything, and then we've got to highlight, so. It's nice to be moving through the base coats, but I can't say that we're close to finishing these Tau yet. Don't you worry, the Tau Test Kitchen series is gonna be... You know what? That's excellent. I only want to watch it saying that it's vanilla ice cream, so it's a la mode. Do people keep key lime pie a la mode? Probably not, but maybe. You know, I don't care. That's a good idea. We can go with that. They're vanilla ice cream aliens. I like that. That's fair. That's fair. Listen, no one's gonna get the theme of this army anyway unless I tell them half the time, so it really doesn't matter. They're just gonna be like, yep, that's Tau, and I'm gonna be like, yep, it sure is, and then they're gonna be like, why does it have a little sloop on its head? It's actually when I was at Adepticon and I met Scott Miniac, and I was introduced, and he found out I had a YouTube channel. And I told him, like, the theme was that I paint miniatures to look like candy. He was like, that I want to see. And I showed him one. And that was the exact noise he made, because I had a little dollop of whipped cream on his head. He's like, I like how you did the little swoop there. And I was like, yeah. And I explained that was, explained how I did that. So that was fun. But yeah, I do think back to that anytime that I'm having to describe the little whipped cream dollops on the heads of my little guys. Yeah, the color scheme works well together. I think it's very cohesive. So even if they don't know that it's supposed to be candy themed, I mean, they look good, and that's really what you want out of an army. At the end of the tournament, you just kind of want to be like, yeah, well, I may not have done a lot or won anything, but damn if my army didn't look good. That's what I was going for in our local league. I was like, ooh, yeah, I may not win any league prizes for actually performing well, but I'm getting best painted out of this, for sure. That is my goal. And I did get that. And that's how we got Party Boy, who is a model that I love. And honestly, I'm considering taking to Gen Con with me to just kind of flat Stanley his little weirdo butt around and be like, oh, look at him. He's having a fun time. Highly popular Sugar Candy Miniature Series Tau Test Kitchen will be renewed for another season. Listen, you guys can't escape this until I finish painting my Tau. And there's a lot of Tau that need to get painted, so you're suffering with me all the way through to the time where we have a finished army. And at that point, nobody will be asking for a season renewal. They will be like, God damn it, Fives, could you please just paint something that isn't the same Tau that you have been painting for months? And I'll be like, yeah, no problem, my guys. We are finally done with the Tau. We can move on to a non-Tau project. But for now, Tau is what we have. So that's what we're going to be painting. You want Warhammer? We've got Warhammer at home. It's Tau. Honestly, if I buy any new Tau at Gen Con, I think you all need to just, everybody can just unsubscribe. They can quit. They can be like, you know what? Fiverr, we gave you a chance to be a rational hobbyist, but despite having more Tau than you are comfortable having unpainted in your house, you actually decided to go and buy more Tau, and we're going to cancel you now. Like, I would accept that. Tau Hammer, yes. This kind of has become Tau Hammer. And I haven't even made a video on how to paint these Tau. Like, I've just been doing it on live streams. I did do an unboxing video where I showed off the Tau that I had bought, but yeah, this is not like instructional. I mean, I guess it is in a way, because you could see how I'm painting them. That looks way better than it has any right to. Destro the Lich King, another channel that you should be subscribed to if you... Realm of the Lich King is the channel. And Lich is spelled with an E for some reason, because Destro had to be special. But, Destro says that you have to own... One of the 2 paints in this world that you have to own is Vallejo's Deck Tan. He sent me a bottle of it, and that's what I'm currently using to paint the vanilla legs. But, yeah, it's a good paint. Would Tau be more or less acceptable than Forge World Angron? Well, fortunately for you, Samuel, I don't want Forge World Angron. So I would say not a problem, because I'm not going to be buying Angron from Forge World. The Forge World model you might have heard me talk about that I did want is Cabantha. That's the one that I want from Forge World. I'd say that Cabantha is more acceptable than Tau, because I have spent a Cabantha and then some worth of dollars on Tau, because I got like a lot of Tau in that lot. So if I buy any more, it's like, yeah, no, don't fucking do that. But, if I bring back Cabantha, obviously still cancel me. That's, I shouldn't be buying that. It's very expensive. But that would be like a treat yourself kind of like purchase. That would be, I get severely depressed at mid-Gen Con and have a mental breakdown. That's what it'll mean if I bring Cabantha back. I do want him, but, I mean, no one wants to see me paint a $330 model at my current skill level in a color scheme that would be wildly unhinged. How does Deck Tan compare to Pale Sand? I don't know. I don't own Pale Sand. It's difficult for me to get Vallejo paints where I live. I tend to just buy whatever my local game store has, and they don't stock Vallejo, so I haven't tried many Vallejo colors, and I have not been able to test Pale Sand, despite it being a hearty recommendation from Dana Howe. But I trust Dana a lot, so I would say if you're considering getting Pale Sand, it's probably a good investment. If I ever get a partnership with GW, I want to put it in my contract that they need to send me Cabantha. That'll be how I get my Forge World model. Be like, yep, cool, everything looks good, and, yeah, I would like Cabantha now, please. Thank you. I don't think that's gonna happen, though. It's amazing for a two-step slap chop. I don't know. I feel like I should know what slap chop painting is. I think that's just, like, painting quickly with a bunch of, like, contrast paints and washes, from what I understand, or what I've come to understand. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I haven't tried slap chop style. Black base, white dry brush, pale sand, dry brush from above, then speed paint over it. Chef's kiss. Yeah. That sounds cool. I'm glad it works for you. The painting is the process that I actually enjoy. So even though, like, I'm worried about how many models I acquire or how quickly I'm getting through this Tau army, I don't want to speed paint anything. Speed painting really isn't something that I try and do because the process... Oh my goodness. Look at this cute little man. Look at this cute little baby man over here. Look at him. He's just a baby. That's my good boy, Lobster. Lobster's like, hi, you're streaming, and I think you should be cuddling me instead, so I'm gonna come get some attention. What have you got in your fur, sir? You just got a fuzz. You just got a fuzz. You picked up a little fuzz. That's okay. It's okay. You want to be on the camera? You want to show the people how cute you are? Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Hello. He says, hello everybody, I am Lobster Thermidor. Hello. Hello, good people of the internet. I'm just a little cutie. I don't know if you can hear him purring. He has a very loud purr. Yeah, that's my guy. I'm gonna wash the paint off of this. That's my little guy. This is my old man. This is my old man. Yeah. You are my oldest cat, and you're not even that old, but yeah. You're the oldest one. You're the big brother. You're the big brother. You're my big sunshine baby. Yes. Who's a good... Oh. Sorry. I can't help it. I baby talk cats. Like... You can hear him. He's a motor. Baby! A kitty with paws reaching up. Yeah, that's him. Why would you make Lobster your enemy? He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. He just wants some pets and some cuddles. You good? Yeah, and I just want you guys to know that Achilles saw Lobster getting some attention, so he decided to come over here. And now he's going to pretend like he doesn't want attention. Do you want a pet, sweet boy? Do you want a pet? Do you want a pet? Yeah. You want a pet? Hi, baby. Hi, sweetie. You cannot jump on this desk and eat all the towel. I know you want to. You're such a good boy. See? This is what I put up with every time that I'm painting. Those are the towel. That's Achilles. Those are the towel. That's Achilles. Achilles is here. Lobster is still here. The chaos. This is juggling two cats. One of whom wants my attention and will not relent. The other, intent on destroying the army that I've created. This is high stakes painting, okay? I know that I could put my desk in another room. Alright? But this is some Chopped. This is some Iron Chef stuff. Do you think they can't afford 2 ice cream makers on Iron Chef? You're telling me that that's too expensive? That's too much? No. They do it for the drama. They want you to be there, seeing 2 people race towards the ice cream machine. Who can get there first? It's the same thing with the cats. I want the high stakes painting. I want the purrs. I want the interruptions with my cats insisting that they get attention. Right the fuck meow. Fishy treats. I should, I mean, if I kept cat treats at the desk and made it so that, like, we could give them treats, the problem is they'd associate me painting with them getting treats, and it does mean that I would never be able to paint again, ever. So we're not going to do that. Maybe in the future, like, if I can monetize these chats when I become a partner with YouTube, which I need 4,000 watch hours to do, which I don't have yet, but we're getting there. We're climbing up that hill. We'll be there eventually, but like then people could donate directly on stream, and then maybe I'll have like a redemption reward for give cats treats, and we can move over to the kitchen and give the kitties some treats. But they will not get them at the painting desk, because I would like to be able to continue to use this painting desk for painting. They're hooligans, so they would absolutely destroy this desk if there were treats inside of it. It's hard enough keeping minis inside of it and keeping them safe. But, yeah. I understand. They're good boys, and you do want to give them... You want to give them treats for them being special good boys. It makes sense. It makes sense. No judgment talking about the Tao. Oh, no. The Tao aren't treats. You can't eat them. You cannot eat them. They sound like your cats. We have a bookshelf where we keep the treats. If we get anywhere near it, our cat screams for snacks. Yeah, that sounds like cats, if I'm honest. That sounds like cats. I'm probably gonna call it a night here. My back's starting to hurt a little bit. We've been going for almost 2 hours, so it's been a good little while. And the cats are getting rowdy, which means they kind of want me to focus more on them than on painting. It's a Saturday night. I feel like this has been a good little paint session. Made some progress. I don't know. I don't know if there will be another stream before Gen Con, so you guys might have to survive for a whole ass week without me. But I will let you know. If you haven't joined us on Discord yet, we would love to have you there. It is completely free. You don't have to be a patron or anything like that in order to be on our Discord. So I will post a link in the chat as I am signing off here. And Lobster is really wanting for all of the attention. Don't you, buddy? If you are not the center of attention, then what was the point, huh? What was the point if you could not be in the limelight? What was the point? I will try and get a link anyway. Oh my goodness. You've been fighting with your brothers, haven't you? Haven't you? Oh goodness. Alright. Let me get that link. Or try to. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it up. It's in the description of the latest videos. Nobody is streaming for the next week. Sorry, Orc Dork. We're all going to Gen Con. That's where we going. So I don't really want to do a live from Gen Con because I don't have the fucking setup for that with like portable microphones and things that don't need to be plugged into a computer. So, that probably won't happen, but maybe it will. You've had to wait a week for Millennial Model Mayhem to do a stream? Yeah, I was talking with Liam earlier, giving him some of my opinions on JoJo. So we should be, we want to team up and do another stream at some point in the future, but I don't know when his schedule and my schedule will align for that, but it's something we've been thinking about. Anyways, link to our Discord is in the chat if you care to join us. Thank you all for being here. And that's going to be the end of the stream. Have a good week.